Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And I guess we're going to talk about Marvel and Disney and all that. There are rumors that Captain America Brave New World Foul Cap is being changed again after another round of bad test screenings.
This late?
Yeah, that's kind of worrisome.
It's like in February, isn't it? It's gonna open in February.
Yeah, I mean, how many rounds of reshoots has this movie had? And the same thing happened with the Marvels, and that wound up being a huge box office
Yeah,
bomb.
plus it adds to the cost every time, and yet the movie has to make more money to break even. At some point, you just have to be like, let it go, and then if it loses money, we're still better off because we didn't put more money into it. Then keep putting more money into it just to throw good money after bad.
So I have a theory, and this kind of goes along with another article. Both these articles from John Trent over at Fandom Pulse, by the way, talking about how this former Amazon and Disney exec affirms that Hollywood has contempt for the audience.
Oh, no. I mean, shocker. I'm not surprised by that at all.
And hostility to white people and men.
They've made that abundantly clear, and that's come from many, many sources before this. We've heard this a lot. I think middle America knows they hate them.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, I mean, it's not hard.
It's not hard to, you know when you're not wanted, right? But the theory I have is Disney is pivoting, and we saw it with Inside Out 2, and we saw it with Deadpool and Wolverine. And I have to wonder, since this thing has been in production for years, if they took a look at it and they're like, yeah, after that Trump election, I don't know, guys, because we're dealing with a president, you know, we've got Harrison Ford, and he spoiler becomes Red Hulk, and is this gonna trigger people? Are people gonna boycott this movie now? You know, not because it doesn't actually have, you know, actual Captain America in it, but like, are they gonna boycott it because it's too soon, too close to the bone? Like, if more than half the country. Because what I've heard, I mean, this is just a rumor, but what I heard was that the whole, Thunderbolt plot line, the Red Hulk plot line, is he's basically a Trump-like character or something. I don't know. If that is the case, then they might rein it. They might rein it in, being like, yeah, more than half the country voted for him, and we kind of like money, so maybe.
I know, but I don't know what else they can do. I mean, at this point, they keep making these same mistakes, and these movies like this one were greenlit a long time ago and kept getting pushed back. Snow White, all that stuff. They kept making these changes. Now they have to go back and do something because it's not 2018 anymore. It's not
like whenever they start
19
filming
anymore.
This
you know.
thing. So I don't know, guys. We're gonna read. This is a rumor. Again, not a rumor, but before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Check out clownfishminus.com. Join the reef. Help support the channel. We do have a very limited supply.
I think at this point they're not even going to be there.
They're probably not even going to be there. But we have had Bubbly Steve signed, and we also have Clownfish pins signed. We don't do that very often, so check it out if you want to support the channel in other ways. Go to clownfishtv.locals.com and you'll get the same exclusive podcast content over there. All right, so again, this comes from John Trent. Captain America Brave New World reportedly being changed again after another round of negative test screenings.
But they've been facing that a lot with this one.
According to Marvel Updates on X, Daniel Rickman, now, he's been correct before, he alleges that Marvel Studios is making changes to the film following another negative test screening. It's unclear what the changes will entail and whether or not they'll be able to make them in post via editing or we'll have another round of reshoots. Deep fake Steve Rogers. That's what you do. You just deep fakes Steve Rogers.
No, just say that.
This rumor comes a little over a month after Jordan Rumi at World of Real claimed that 2 cuts of the film were tested and both performed poorly. 2 different cuts of the film test screen last week. The person who attended didn't seem to like the movie all that much. The reactions I've heard have not been kind to this movie, which is being described as inessential and flat.
Yeah, they said My Time to Shine. Hello also said they heard back from 3 people who went to the screening and woof. So,
wow.
Yeah, it said the movie sounds awful. I mean, I think you also got to a point where you've had so many reshoots and changes to it. Eventually, okay, if you start out with a piece of art, for example, and you decide that you need to change a couple things, but you keep changing it and reworking it, you're going to ruin it eventually. It's going to be completely different than what you initially intended, and you're just going to destroy it. And I think that's what's going on. Is they overworked it. They should have just either let it go the way it was or just put it on Disney Plus, and they overworked it.
Well, that's all this is, right? I think this is. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I'm getting the vibe that this is going to be like the Marvels all over again, and it's basically a bigger budget episode of a Disney Plus show that a lot of people aren't going to be interested in because Steve Rogers is not in the movie.
I think so, because they're like, it's not the Captain America that we've had. It's, and whether that's right or wrong, I'm just saying that's what's probably going to happen.
Here they're doing reshoots as of November 11th.
Oh, that's not good.
It's
out in February. I mean, it's Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Valentine's Day.
And no, I'm pretty sure it's Valentine's Day, and then it's Black History Month. So.
Yeah, so they're hoping it's going to be like Black Panther. Yeah, they're still doing reshoots, and we're talking 3-4 months out.
No, I mean, reshoots aren't unusual, but this is awfully close at this point.
Well,
it's really close.
This is what happened with Rise of Skywalker, too. They were doing reshoots like right up until the very end.
We all know how that ended up. So
yeah, and it was a mess. So this one, I think they're just going to kind of like... I just really get the feeling that there are so many movies that are in production currently that a lot of the studios are just going to kind of like flush them out of the system and be like, yeah, this is a product of another time. We started this thing in like 2018, 2019. Obviously, the world's very different now. We wouldn't have done this or greenlit this script back, had we known. That's what I think is probably going to happen. But yeah, this is the guy who plays the leader, Blake Nelson. He said that Marvel Studios already shot the entire film twice.
Oh my gosh.
We're done. I've actually shot it twice because I did it originally a year ago. And then we came back and redid a lot of it at the beginning of the summer.
And now they're still doing reshoots.
Yeah. Wow.
This isn't good, guys.
This is not good at all.
And then I think what's going on is because people keep seeing all this information about reshoots not being good. So what's going to happen is when it does release, likely, unless they can somehow win the audience back, people are going to be like, oh, I thought that already came out already. I've already checked out of it. Or I've heard nothing but bad things about it. It keeps getting delayed because it wasn't really well done. And it's going to impact the box office. I really think it's going to. Yeah.
I think they're trying to polish these turds again before they flush them. But yeah, this is interesting. This other article talking about the open hostility, but it's not that really that I wanted to talk about. It's that actually the guy who wrote it, this Roy Price, he said that Hollywood is viewing woke as the new disco. Basically, it's over.
Yeah, they have to. Disney, I think, was already ahead of the game because you started seeing them making changes moving forward into this year and then moving forward. But like you said, just trying to get everything that they have already in the pipeline out so that they can just move on focusing into things that are going to bring money. That's why they said the Inside Out 2, they were told, make it less gay, which tells me that it was completely, different before they came and put that mandate in. But they kept blaming Hollywood and the news outlets, the pop culture journos. They all kept blaming the audience. And, you'll have to, it started out like you have to like it or you're a bigot. And people initially were like, oh, I don't want people to think I'm a bigot. So, okay. And then eventually people just got tired of it. And they just kept cranking out, this crap that was either like, gender swap, race swap, something that already existed that we, going to alienate the original audience for a new audience. And, ultra feminism stuff and all this other stuff, and they don't like. Why aren't people going to see it? Because people don't want it.
Yeah, this is interesting. I knew he worked for Amazon, but yeah, he was the founder of Amazon Video and Amazon Studios. His shows won 16 Best Series Emmys and Globes. He was formerly at McKinsey & Company and the Walt Disney Company, and he graduated from Harvard. So this isn't like some yokel just being like, I heard woke is over. We don't like them woke movie. He's basically like, no, it's over. Hollywood's viewing it now as disco. And I mean, I was a baby when disco ended, but from my understanding, it stopped quick. It was like 79 to 80 and it's like, boom, disco's over. Like we're done. It's new wave and punk and we're done with disco. And it was like a light switch. They actually said that people had disco albums in the works. Like I heard about the I think it was the Bee Gees, and like their last album didn't do very well because the radios wouldn't play it because they're like everybody's over disco. And that's what he's basically comparing it to. He's like, yeah, just Hollywood now. Like they just got the memo. Woke's over. It's all over. We're ending it. But you're still going to have these movies that are going to come out that are reflective of something that was greenlit even 5 years ago. So I don't think it's going to do very well. I don't know. I could be wrong. I didn't think Wicked looked very good either, but everybody said it was going to make a bunch of money, and it did.
Well, I mean, I'm sure. I'm
like,
sure it's good. I mean, but I just didn't think like it was something that I thought people would really flock to. I really didn't. You can't buy the dolls now, so.
Well, yeah, right. The dolls are going to go for a fortune. The Wicked. How did we get to Wicked? But yeah, Wicked was like. But that was like a huge thing. Like I never realized because I'm not a Broadway person, so I didn't realize how big.
Oh, I knew it was
Wicked was, and it's pretty damn big, and it did really well, and people said it was actually pretty good. So
yeah, that's where I'm getting it from. People said it's really good. People who I trust said it's good. That's what I care about.
Pinky Boo wants to see it.
I don't care about what the media tells me, but if people that I know and trust say something's good, then I'll listen to that. I haven't seen it, but
I would rather watch Wicked than this.
I'd rather not. I honestly don't want to watch either one, but and I like musicals, but
I don't like musicals, but I would sit through that before I'd sit through this. So we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
All right. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.